Hello everyone and welcome back to the Great Book of Grudges. My name is Nathan and for once we have news on Troy. It's actually been a fair amount of time since we've seen a development blog on this Saga game, so we'll cover it in brief, but I'll be linking the main article itself in the comments below and have it pinned. So it seems that some monsters of myth and legend might appear in Total War Troy, but in a very different sense to what we're normally used to. These beasts of legend are normally represented in their monstrous form, but it seems that in Total War Troy they will take a different look, where instead of looking like monsters, centaurs, minotaurs, cyclopses and the like, they will instead be represented by men. Tribesmen, warlords, barbarians. This is a great idea, to be honest. We've been having a lot of fantasy elements with not only Total War Warhammer, but a lot of it too with the case of Three Kingdoms, so Troy is a return to the historical focus. I'm sure that would make many of the historical fans at least a bit happier since they've not really had a true historical game in a while. So these tribesmen, warlords, barbarians and the like will have very specific functions and will look quite visually distinct. They can only be recruited in certain areas of the map, so you'll have to go actively searching for them. The various characters that you've been seeing on screen at the moment are those that you'll be actively searching for should you want to recruit these units. These are Creative Assembly's interpretation of the units of myth and legend turned mortal. Here we see characters such as the Minotaur, the Cyclops, the Centaur, and the Giants. Each of these so-called mythical units would have their own specific battlefield role. For example, the Giant is stated to be a siege unit, meaning that you could use him to assault gates of enemy castles. The Centaurs themselves would act as true cavalry, interestingly enough, these are their words, so those people who like cavalry-based armies would end up having to recruit them, as it seems we're going to be lacking on a lot of cavalry options for this Saga game. So these units were interpreted from their mythical variants to a historical version to have some more unit diversity in terms of aesthetic, and don't shoot me on this, but I am actually in favour of this. It will be nice to have some different looking units. The Total War team themselves state that they want to complement the variety of possible army rosters and battle gameplay with some important options that would otherwise be missing or very scarce in a purely Bronze Age setting. And I understand that this could be a bit annoying for the historical purists or history buffs in general, but there's another statement here which goes as follows. Monsters in Troy are purely optional content. Players who want to can gain access to these units in the designated spots on the map, but they exist outside the main faction's rosters and can easily be avoided completely by the more historically inclined. So if you're not a fan of these new units because you might not be a fan of myth being turned into history, you can completely avoid them, which I honestly think is the best way possible. Players who want to keep their game strictly historical can do so, and the other players who don't mind Creative Assembly's interpretation of these myths could check that out too. And then there's players such as myself, and I'm sure a lot of you too, where you just see this as another reason to play the game twice, one with the mythical units being added in, and one in a purely historical setting. Two different types of playstyle, hey, more gameplay. But what do you guys think about these mythical units? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'm rather curious about this mainly because it does divert from a pure historical setting in a certain sense, but you can ignore them as stated before. But mythology technically is part of history. Sure, these monsters didn't exist, but it is important to note that many early civilizations described people that were foreign to them as monsters, maybe in the way that they fought and so on. So this is a nice interpretation, I'd like to say. But regardless, let me know your thoughts in the comments below and let's start a bit of a discussion, shall we? But with that, my friends, we've come to the end of our video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, might I suggest giving the video a like or even subscribing to the channel, as it really does help us out. In the description section below we have various different social media links such as Facebook, Instagram and Discord, where you can get in contact with the Great Book team, talk to us about Total War, Warhammer or just anything really. Also in the description section below is an affiliate link with Element Games where you could get loads of hobby-based products, not just Warhammer, for 10 to 25% off. Purchasing using this link and also using our special code, which is also in the description, supports the channel at no extra cost to you, which we think is rather cool. A big thank you to our patrons, your support means the world to us. Honestly, it's amazing that people want to help a small channel like us grow and get to a higher level of content. A special thank you to our patrons Gibraltar LUSC and Ryan Bertsche for subscribing to us at our fame level. Honestly, you guys are super cool. And a big thank you to all of you for liking, sharing and commenting on these videos. Honestly, the channel's been growing a lot lately and it's all thanks to you guys. Without you, the Great Book would be nothing. We're trying to implement more videos into the channel soon, but we're getting stuff done outside of YouTube at the moment, just like artwork and so on for the channel. It's just taking a little while to get everything to look to a standard that we feel is cool. Honestly guys, thank you so much for all the support lately, it's been amazing. But with that, my friends, thank you so much for watching once again, and we shall see you all again very, very soon. Have a good day.